So when I first got clean, I joined a club. I joined a club for people who were trying to get clean. I mean, I say club, it was called a support group, but I kind of felt like a club. Who here has been like a brownie or a Boy Scout or a Girl Scout or a Sea Cadet? So a few of us are admitting to it, even though I suspect the number is slightly larger. But now, I don't know, if you've ever been in one of these little sort of kid gang things, you'll know that they give you awards for really basic things, like just being able to walk in a straight line, or like putting your trousers on the right way, or swimming 5 meters, whatever. And this group kind of reminded me of that, because we did have an award. It was just one award, it was just for not taking drugs, you know. And I guess that is something that most people manage on a daily basis, but for us it was quite a big deal. I mean, obviously people didn't sew badges onto their sleeves because some people were trying to keep needles away from their arms. But we were allowed to have plastic key rings instead, so we weren't a danger to ourselves or others. And when I joined this group, it was the best thing, it was the loveliest thing, right? So people in this group, they said to me, you know what, Liz, for us to love and support you, they're like, you don't have to be clean, you don't have to not be taking drugs. They're like, you just have to have the desire to not take drugs. And I was like, wow, that's the kind of low benchmark I can really get on board with. Like, I don't know, I didn't really play sport at school. I'm sure the Daily Mail would say that was the whole reason I took drugs in the first place. I didn't really play sport in school, but I tell you what, right, I would definitely have joined the netball team if, to win, you didn't have to score a goal, you just had to want to score a goal. Like, imagine how many kids would be happy, do you know what I mean? Like, or even someone just sitting in their driveway in a car that they don't know how to drive, going, one day I'd like to go to Brighton, you know, or like, being at a wedding where just one person walks down the aisle and they're like, well, I'm not getting married today, you know, but one day I'd like to. So it was really cool, and it was lovely. It was like a really lovely time in my life, but I did sort of feel like I entered adulthood just thinking that all I had to do was not take drugs, and I don't need a lot of encouragement to underachieve, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Like, I would be at work and my boss would be like, well, Liz, you haven't sold any advertising space all month. And I was like, yeah, and I also haven't had crack for breakfast all month, so I think we can consider it a success, not. And then, you know, it got to the stage where I realised, I hadn't taken drugs since the 90s, and if the advent of reality television hadn't made me relapse, then I was probably going to be okay, you know. And actually, if I was honest, and maybe we can all relate to this a little bit, I didn't feel like my problem after all that time was that I couldn't stop taking drugs. I didn't want to take drugs anymore, but the problem was that I just sort of was always walking around feeling separate from the rest of the world and constantly fearing like blame and judgment, a bit like Greece before the referendum.